Hi, today I'm going to show you how to DIY Loc Loops, otherwise known as Loc Petals. I washed, conditioned, oiled and moisturized my hair and scalp the day before, so I'm going to be going straight into the style. To get the style done, the first thing you have to do is create a front section from ear to ear, which I'm going to be using to do cornrows, which are actually optional. You can loop your entire hair and you don't have to do this. So I'm separating the back and then I'm going to cornrow the front. You're going to need three things for this style. First, some black rubber bands, tiny rubber bands, a bobby pins, and some lock jewelry. I'm just going to show you what that jewelry kind of looks like. I got some different types and I kind of struggled in the end with the lock jewelry, but that kind of shows you, like, you just try and see what works. So in cornrowing my hair, I'm doing like a crisscross cornrow and literally just trying to gauge what two rows work and then crisscrossing them over each other. At the end of that, I would use a rubber band to secure it. As I have said in previous videos, my hair is not lined. When I said my locks, I did not have the luxury of choosing whether I wanted to get grids or not. So my parts are very random, and because of that, I'm going to go to the other side and continue my cornrows just to make sure that it's kind of balanced. And if I start from one side to the other side, so I don't just like slant it all up, since I don't have any lines to guide me. Doing the cornrows is quite easy. This style, I would say, ranges from somewhere moderate to difficult because it requires your hands to be up for quite some time. The entire recording took me about 1 hour, so I would say if you are trying to do the style to go out or to try and DIY for something fabulous, give yourself enough time so that you don't get frustrated in the process. And you don't have to do the whole thing at one time. You can always take a break and come back to it when necessary. So yeah, I'm just going from side to side, just making sure the cornrows kind of work. You don't have to be perfect about getting it like spot on. Really, the idea is just to have my loop start with what would I call it now, with a backdrop or with like a setback, so that it's not just all on my face. I really like the style. I've had it in for about 2 weeks since I recorded the video, and I think I'm done right now, but it was worth every single minute. So the cornrows are almost done, and while we're getting the back section done, which is looping the hair or turning them into petals, I'm going to be talking about what color does for you, because color has been interestingly in high demand this past few months, and like what it really means for your locks to grow, and are your locks really growing or your growth stifled. So now that we're done with the cornrows, the first thing I'm going to do is take 4 strands of my locks, and my locks are uneven, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I get all of them even and bend the tip of it before putting the rubber bands in. I would explain to you why I do that, but I'm going to go ahead and do a second one just so you see this before I make the video a little bit more faster, and then we can get through my hair or this particular video much easier. So you basically take all the ends, align them, bend them into a small loop. This bending them also helps you not to have like scattered ends of your loop, so it makes it a little bit neater. It also gives you more for your rubber band to hold on to. You also have to remember, with any style, not just this style, it is not worth it for your rubber bands to be too tight or your cornrows to be too tight, because tight hair never did anyone any good. So while I'm getting those petals in, yes, let's talk about color. Color is fabulous. As you can see, the tips of my hair were pre-lightened at some point in my life. However, they are part of the main reason why I have uneven locks right now. Colored hair is semi-damaged hair, and in the upcoming podcast Meet the Experts, where I'm going to be talking to some experts, you're going to learn about why colored hair is basically semi-damaged hair. And no matter how much you condition your hair or take care of your hair, you've already semi-damaged your hair, so there's that risk. So you have to choose between maintaining completely healthy locks, or dealing with some damaged hair and getting the vibrant color that you want. Also, in saying this, that kind of leads me to growth. I've also been having a lot of customers complain that like my hair is not growing, but the truth is then there's no such thing as a miracle product, which we would learn about in upcoming episodes of the podcast, Talking Locks with Locitude podcast. And what happens is, depending on how kinky your hair is and how much shrinkage you have, even when you have locks, your hair still shrinks. And so while it might look like your hair is not growing, your hair is actually growing. However, it's just shrinking before it locks. So just stay at it if you're struggling with growth, and don't try to do anything silly in the process. If you are like me and everyone else in Nigeria who has watched King of Boys, this hairstyle, the way it looks right now, makes me want to nickname myself Ade Lion. And you know why this is? Because of the character Ade Tiger. And besides, if you do know Ade Tiger, please let him come to tell him that, well, we want him at Locitude and we don't mind giving him a free hairdo, just to give his locks some more attitude. Yes, so that I don't keep looking like Ade Lion, I'm going to go ahead and try and finish up this hairstyle. So first I tried to go ahead and put in my lock jewelry, but as you can see, it didn't really work out the way I wanted it and the way I imagined it. I'd imagined that each end of my cornrow would have some lock jewelry, but when I put one in, it was looking too high. I started to think that maybe I should have gotten a slightly smaller lock jewelry to achieve this style, and I kept trying different ways, but nah, it wasn't working. I decided to take another style of the lock jewelry and try it on another end of the cornrow, and kept going and going at it, but nah, that was just hanging somewhere in the air. So I decided that, you know what, let me go ahead and finish up with my bobby pins before I come back and see if this lock jewelry is even going to work or not. So what I use the bobby pins to do is to basically try and pin the roots and the parts that were standing and making my hair look like a lion's mane, which by the way is the inspiration for our logo. I decided to basically pin those roots down, or pin those high accents down, so that it looks much better, and I think I'm already liking where I'm going to. Well, the lock jewelry seems to be working with this last one, but that jewelry I put in, I have opened and closed it so many times, so let me just go for a fresh one, I thought, and then voila, finally I think it's working. And then I also used another bobby pin to secure it at the end. So there you have it, the Loc Loops, the Loc Petals. If you do try this style, please don't forget to tag me, and I'll be happy to repost your picture if that's okay with you, or your video as well. Till then, keep it locked with an attitude. Bye.